Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sacred Service. So, today I want to jump into what it means to heal, um, what it means to live in a healed way, in a way that we know to heal, is a better way of saying it. Um, Healing is such a popular word these days, and everybody's talking about doing their work, and if you've healed yet, and are you healing, and what do you need to heal. And I think it's such an interesting conversation to lean into. What does it mean to heal? And and then wrap our heads around the idea that that it doesn't really ever end. And in in so many ways, our brains are trained into this idea that we move through a linear trajectory, with most things in life, right? We think about life that way. We think about our studies that way. We think about our career that way. We think about the way we move through life with relationships and family and children that way. And it really asks us to come out of that linear perspective and open up to the idea that it's more of a practice. It's more of a way that we are learning how to be, to learning how to work with the whole of our energy, with the whole of our interaction with other energy. So let me dive into it a little bit, and then I'm going to offer a little bit of a meditation so that you can sink into your own wholeness. So I find it really fascinating that the word heal comes from back in the day. If you move back into like the old English translation, the old Germanic translation, or the original root of it, it came from the word whole. So to heal originally meant to be whole. And I love that meaning. And it's actually why I created a whole program called the Holy Chakra Experience, which stemmed out of a session with a client, actually, where I was getting intuitive guidance that just kept coming up with the word holy. And it's not a word that I even used maybe ever. And I kept seeing it and saying it to her as it is. This is permission to welcome all parts of you to be holy, to be whole in who you are, to be holy. And it's like, oh, to be holy, in the way we think about it in terms of maybe kind of a sacred context. And and I really believe that to be holy in the way that we mean it, in a sacred way, is to be whole. And then I uncovered that the word heal means whole. And so when we are healed, in my mind, we are living in our state of wholeness. And when we are living in our state of wholeness, I think about it as I am able to bring the whole of who I am into my conscious present moment. I'm able to be in my wholeness in this present moment, bringing all of who I am to the table, to the only time that is real, which is now. And in order to do that, um, most of us have to go through a process of reclamation, a reclamation process to gather the pieces of ourselves that were suppressed, that were numbed, that were pushed aside, that were taught to live without along the way, to reclaim them and bring them back to the table. And in therapy, we call it like inner child work. And in the work that I do, we're actually going back through time to discover where it's almost like pieces of your energy field. If you think of your energy field as like one big bubble, that like a chunk of it was left in another time. A chunk of it is hiding um, deep somewhere where it's inaccessible, right? Maybe you carry it with you, but it's inaccessible. Maybe a chunk of it is left in a past life. And these are things that in the work together, we're able to explore and we're able to recover them. Sometimes it takes hypnosis, sometimes it comes more readily because it's ready. Sometimes we can just go kind of search for it and we'll find it. But it's that process of reclaiming the energy that is not able to be in the present moment, that is not able to be fluid in the energy that you can that you present, that you live in, that you feel, that's able to inform what you feel, inform um, how you live and what you do and what you say and who you are. And the greatest thing is that when we can live in that wholeness as often as possible, right, that's when we live in our most true alignment with self. That's when we live in that's when we can bring our most authentic self to the table, be our most genuine, live in our true creativity, let inspiration flow through us. That's when we're able to live more and more in alignment with our purpose, which comes through us just fluidly in each moment as we sit in that authentic alignment with our truth. And it becomes less of a thing that we're like seeking or searching for. It just is. So, all of that is to say that getting familiar with our energy, getting to know who we are beyond this physical body that we know pretty well, that we're taught to feel as who we are, right? Getting to know ourselves beyond the patterns and the beliefs and the just kind of the autopilot we go on, and really feeling into what's there at the deeper layers, what's there, um, that is informing who I am and how I live, that isn't totally in my consciousness, and how do I bring it back to the table. And so that to me is becoming whole. That is healing. And we are becoming more of bringing more of our consciousness, more of a wholeness to the conscious present moment. And then what we know though is that life keeps happening, right? So we could reach like we can become healed, as they say, or like um done my healing work, but um there's still going to be things, that new things that happen in life, new wounds that happen. There's going to be deeper layers of the things that we already addressed that come through because there's space for them to come through. And in my mind, it's the whole reason we're here, right? Like it's the whole point of being a spirit in this human body, is to have an opportunity to feel and move through these things that our soul wants to learn. And we have that experience because of the sensations we have from our bodies, the sensations from our bodies that leads to the emotions, that leads to the things that move energy, because an emotion is just a feeling in motion. It's a way to move the energy and begin to understand it, begin to reclaim it and work with it. So and the great thing though about the practice that we do, which is what I always come back to with yoga as well, right? Like we can go practice on our yoga mat in a class in a safe environment, and we're practicing because we aren't actually putting it to use in that moment, right? We're going to put it to use when we are out in the wild outside of that safety. But we know how to breathe, and we know how to feel our body, and we know how to center ourselves and calm ourselves. When we practice working with our energy, not only are we reclaiming that wholeness, bringing more of our wholeness to the conscious present moment, feeling more of who we are in that genuine, aligned, authentic way, but we're also able um, to do it more efficiently. We get when we know that, when we're more intimate with our energy flow, with what's happening in the different parts of who we are, when we're more attuned to the parts of ourselves that might be faster to dip away, to want to numb out, to want to flee, to want to freeze, to want to fight, right? Then we can work with them in the moment. We can practice those skills of healing as they're needed rather than letting it pile up, right? And needing to like address it after a certain period of time, right? Um, so that ability to know myself on that energetic level, and the ability to know how to move energy becomes a part of my capability. And and in that capability, the healing can be a little bit more fluid. We don't have to hold things as long, or shove things away or suppress things as long. We can begin to let it move more fluidly through us, and gather what we need to do, or what we need to know, what we need to learn a little bit faster. And so we become more efficient at it. We become more practiced at it. I think about it like when we were learning to write our names. If you go back and look at maybe one of the initial times that you were writing your name, like in preschool or something, and how difficult it was, watching my own children do it, how much attention it takes and how much effort it takes and how messy it looks. And then, over time, we can write our name, you know, as fast and as quickly and as beautifully as we want at any moment in time. It's very similar to that. We've practiced over and over and over again, and it becomes really fluid. It becomes really easy. And so while the things that come up, the things that happen to us may not be easy, we will know how to work with the energy in a way that just is more fluid with us. So it's worth, even though we are going to have to keep doing the work, keep healing, keep growing and evolving all through our lifetime. The benefit of doing this work is not only do you have more energy available for it because you're bringing more of your wholeness to the table, we also are able to, we're practicing it in a way that lends itself to having it be more easy and more fluid over time. Okay, so let's do a quick meditation to just feel into the wholeness. And it's just going to be a short one, that I want you to feel the whole of who you are, and just begin to get a general sense of um, what the different parts of your field vibrationally feel like, for you, what you might tune into with them. I'm going to hint at that. And it's really nice to move through this process to just observe, just to get really curious about what this is for me. And a lot of times people will observe like, oh, it feels really, really big here, or it feels really like I don't feel anything there. It feels numb, or it feels kind of like crazy, chaotic, or it feels really peaceful, or it feels really light, really beautiful, right? So just take it in what it is for you without getting caught up in the mind. I always invite the mind to just take a back seat when we're opening to the wholeness, the fullness of who we are. The mind is not the central part of that, as in the role that it often plays in our day to day, and in how we know to use it. So invite the mind to take the back seat, and just, without judgment, without analysis, without overthinking, just get a general sense as I guide you through. So go ahead and take a comfortable position, settle in, close your eyes, and feel your feet on the ground. Feel your spine lengthened, your arms relaxed alongside you. And just take a few deep, full breaths. And as you open up to the expanse of your breath, observe how that right away invites you into the greater expanse of your being. That as you move with your breath through your body, your mind is able to relax more and more, and your awareness becomes enveloped in the more full presence of you. And just feel that through your feet, your toes, your legs, your hips and pelvis, through the abdomen, the chest, the arms, hands and fingertips, up through the neck and the head. And then begin to tune into the central column of light that runs from root to crown. So if you hone in on this energy flow that moves from the base of your pelvis up through to the top of the head, right along the spine, just the central column of light, the column of light that connects you, the energy that is you, connects heaven and earth. Your spirit grounded here on this earth in this physical body that has the capacity for opening to source, that draws source energy through you to ground into earth, and that cultivates that connection with the earth, with our body, with our physical world, to draw energy back up and through. So just feel that central column of light and tune into this central column of light as though it is pure, because it is, right? Pure white light, pure divine energy. No matter what happens to you in this lifetime or other lifetimes, this light is pure. This light is divine. This light is not to be, it cannot be messed with, because it is just pure divine light. Just feel the truth of that lives within you. And then let your mind begin to visualize an expansion of that light. So the light begins to grow 360 degrees around that central column. And as it opens up, just notice it as like the next layer. It's like a ring around that column. And this ring of light that opens up through you is the possibility. It holds all the possibilities of what can come from this pure radiance, from this pure energy that informs and makes you alive. So just feel into those possibilities. How connected are you to the possibilities of what can happen? Does it feel accessible? Does it feel like it informs you? How connected to these possibilities do you feel? And then opening up beyond that, and just feel how that next layer, that next ring around that light is the energy planting. It is the energy from the possibilities that have landed, the possibilities that have become concrete, that have become a tangible part of our reality. And just feel into that layer, into the layer of your physical realm, of what you have brought into form, of what the form of your life has become, the actual physical realities in your life on this 3D plane. And then see that energy expanding even more, and feel into how far off the skin can you feel your energy. So if you feel the physical body, What's your awareness of the energy that moves off the physical body? So you might visualize it as part of your knowing in your mind of the heat waves that come off of us. Then what's even beyond those heat waves? We know that energy doesn't just stop. It keeps going like a rock dropped into a pond. The ripples move out and out and out until they become imperceptible to the human eye. But they move out until they dissipate. There's no concrete cutoff. Feel your energy is the same. And how far into that imperceptible layer of your energy that surrounds your body can you perceive with your knowing, with your intuition, with your imagination? And just feel into that field around you, the whole of your energy. And then moving your mind's eye down into that root layer, the base of your pelvis, your legs, your feet, the energy of this whole bubble that surrounds you. If you bring your attention down to that area, what does it feel like to you there? This is your root, really connected with survival, safety, ability to have the basic human needs. So just sense into what your energy feels like there. So again, out without getting caught up in like stories of what you would think it would be, or notice the physical sensation that you have and the energy that is being created from that physical sensation. And then let your energy move into your pelvis, into your sacral chakra, and just feel what's there. Throughout the pelvis, as you move outside of the body that surrounds that area, let your inner sight perceive what is there, and without it having to make sense. A vision of an animal might come to you, a memory, colors, shapes, somebody. We don't need to make sense of it. Pick up on the energy that's there. What does the energy feel like to you? This area of creation and this energy of movement, all parts of our being cultivated and inspiring life to move through us. And then moving up into your abdomen. And again, perceiving what does it feel like there? From the inner place, and then as the energy opens up and expands beyond you, what do you become aware of as you bring your attention, your awareness to this place within you? This place of personal power, of fire, transmutation. And then moving up into the space of the heart, And let your awareness be there in the front of the heart, in the back of the heart, right on that inner center space. And then in the expanse, as that energy moves and opens, is held even beyond the physical form. What does it feel like there to you? This place of giving and receiving, of love. And then letting your awareness move up into your throat. And again, in all parts of your field, in this area of your throat, what do you become aware of? This place of self expression, vibration, sound. And then moving your awareness up to your third eye, between the eyebrows, slightly higher, just all around the head, that band around your eyes, within and around. What does the energy there feel like as you tap into this place of inner sight, of knowing that goes beyond what we can see with our actual eyes, hear with our ears, feel in our body? What can you perceive? How do you connect with? What are you aware of as you become in connection with this energy center that is about our ability to perceive from a place of intuitive knowing? And then moving your awareness up to your crown, which is actually the space above the top of your head. And just notice as you guide your energy up through the top of the head, what does that feel like to you? What does that movement make you aware of? And what does the energy that sits above your head feel like to you? And then just take a few deep breaths, washing your awareness through the entirety of your field, through all the energy centers we worked with the different layers of your biofield. And if you could kind of sit back and perceive it as this bubble of energy that sits around you, that holds all of you, just notice, what do you observe as you sit back and view it from that perspective? You might view ways that energy is moving within it, to colors, areas of light or dark. Whatever it is you pick up on, just make note. Make note of what your intuitive knowing is offering to you. They're clues for how to lean more into that wholeness. As you're ready, go ahead and return. And if you feel comfortable, I would love it if you could share what it is you perceived, what this, and maybe just what this exercise was like for you. What what did you perceive in that in that in what you became aware of in any part of your field, any chakra that we went into, and drop it in the comments below. Feel free to ask any questions. Um, and sometimes it's really interesting to have conversation from doing this work with many different people now, being able to converse about sometimes what things could mean from a general kind of analysis from what it felt like to you, and letting some conversation unfold around that. Oftentimes the questions that we intuitively ask, or comments that we intuitively want to offer, can help to unravel what it was that we picked up on. So please share, and let's get some really fun conversation going. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day.